everyone, I am Osima Biswal. Today I will discuss about balance sheet of a bank and importance of balance sheet of a bank. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel Economic Tech. Balance sheet of a bank. The balance sheet of a bank is a statement of its liabilities and assets at a particular time. Liabilities refer to all debit items representing the obligation of the bank or other claims on the bank. Okay, in other words, all those items because of which the bank is liable to pay to others form the liabilities of the bank. Assets, on the other hand, refer to all credit items representing the bank's claims on others and its ownership of wealth. In other words, all those items from which the bank hopes to get an income constitute assets of the bank. Thus, the balance sheet shows how a bank raises funds and how it invests them. It is customary that the liabilities are mentioned on the left side, okay, and assets on right side of the balance sheet. Totals on the two sides, that is the total liabilities and total assets, are always equal. Table 1 shows a format of the bank's balance sheet. Balance sheet of a bank. This is liabilities and this is assets. This is table 1. Under liabilities, first, share of capital, second, reserve fund, third, deposits, A, demand deposits, B, time deposits, C, saving deposits, 4, borrowing from other banks, okay, 5, acceptance and endorsements, 6, other liabilities. This is asset side. First, cash. Under cash, cash in hand, cash with central bank, cash with other banks. Second, money at call and short notice. Third, bills purchased or discounted. 4, investments. 5, loans and advances. 6, acceptance and endorsements. 7, buildings and other fixed assets. Liabilities of the bank. The liability side of the balance sheet is relatively simple system. It consists of the following items, which I have already said that. First, share capital. A joint stock bank initially raises its funds by raising share capital. In other words, share capital is the contribution made by the shareholders. Share capital is in the form a authorized capital, that is the maximum amount of capital the bank is authorized to raise in the form of shares. B, issued capital, that is the part of the authorized capital issued in the form of shares for public subscription. C, subscribed capital, that is the part of the issued capital actually subscribed by the public. And D, paid up capital, the part of the subscribed capital actually paid by the subscribers. It is the actually paid up share capital which constitutes the liability of the bank. Second, reserve fund. Reserve fund is the amount accumulated over the years out of undistributed profits. Normally, all the profits of the bank are not distributed among the shareholders. Some part is retained undistributed for meeting contingencies. This reserve fund actually belong to the shareholders. Third, deposits. Deposits from the public constitute the major portion of the bank's working capital. Various types of deposits accepted by the bank are: A, demand deposits, that is the deposits which can be withdrawn at any time and on which no interest is paid. B, time deposits, that is the deposit which can be withdrawn after a fixed period of time and on which high rate of interest is paid. And C, saving deposits, the deposits which can be withdrawn to the limited extent in a given period and on which some interest is paid. Okay, deposits are the liabilities of the bank towards the depositors, but they are also assets of the bank because after keeping certain cash reserve, the bank invests the balance in securities or utilizes it for advancing loans and thus earns income for borrowing from banks. Okay, sometimes the bank borrows loans from other banks on temporary basis to meet the increased demand for money. Central bank is the lender of the last resort and provides loans facilities to the bank in special circumstances. All these borrowings form the liability of the borrower bank. Okay. 5. Acceptance and endorsements. The bank also creates liabilities by accepting or endorsing the bills of exchange on behalf of its customers. Through this facility, the bank assumes the liability to pay the amount of the bill on maturity. Okay. 6. Other liabilities. Certain other miscellaneous liabilities are incurred by the bank. For example, by acting as an agent, the bank makes collection on behalf of its customers and thus creates liability. Again, the profits earned by the bank represents the liability because they are payable to the shareholders. Assets of the bank. The asset side of the balance sheet is both complicated and interesting. It shows the manner in which the funds of the bank are utilized. Even below are various assets of the bank arranged in the ascending order of profitability and descending order of liquidity. Okay. First, cash. Cash is the most liquid but non-earning asset and is considered as the first line of defense. Every bank keeps certain amount of cash in order to meet the cash requirements of its depositors. Cash of the bank includes 3 items: A. Cash, currency and coins in hand, that is cash kept in various safe values of the bank. Okay. B. Cash kept with central bank of the country, and C. Cash kept with other banks. Money at call and short notice. Money at call and short notice refers to loans which are recoverable by the bank on the demand or at very short notice. These loans are for the maximum period of 15 days. Such loans are earning as well as highly liquid assets which can be converted into cash quickly and without loss. Okay. These assets are of 2 types: call and short notice loans to the brokers in the stock market, dealers in the discount market and other banks. See, short-term treasury bills, that is borrowing of the government for a very short period. Third, bills purchased or discounted. The bank utilizes its funds in trade bills and treasury bills which discounts the amount of the bill is collected by the bank on maturity. Okay. The bill discounted are short term, normally of 90 days, self-liquidating assets. Okay. For investments, some funds are invested in profit-yielding assets, mainly the government securities. Government securities are relatively safe because there is certainty of repayment after maturity. 5. Loans and advances. Loans and advances are the most profitable and the least liquid assets of the bank. Bank provides loans and advances to the businessman either through overdraft or by discounting bills of exchange. Okay. 6. Acceptance and endorsements. When a bank accepts or endorses exchange bills for its customers, the amount of the bill becomes customer's liability and the bank's assets. 7. building and other fixed assets. Bank assets also include the value of the movable and immovable properties of the bank, such as office buildings, furniture, etc. These assets don't contribute to the income of the bank and constitute very small properties of the assets of the bank. Now I will discuss about importance of balance sheet of a bank. The importance of balance sheet of a bank is clearly brought out in the following points. First, it represents the complete functioning of the bank. It tells how the bank raises money and how it invests it. Second, it throws light on the financial position, that is liquidity and solvency position of the bank, because it contains all information about the liabilities and assets of the bank. Okay. Third, the progress of the bank over time can be determined by comparing the balance sheet of different periods. Fourth, a comparison of balance sheet of different banks gives comparative picture of financial position of the bank. Okay. Fifth, it brings out an important fact that banks buy assets primarily by creating liabilities in the form of deposits. These deposits are simply debt claims against the assets of the banks. Sixth, it gives an estimate of the confidence of the public in the bank. Increasing saving or time deposits of the bank represents that the confidence of the people in the bank is also increasing. 7. It shows the loans and investment policy of the bank. Okay. 8. It provides information about the interest of various persons such as shareholders, debtors, creditors, etc. So these are the balance sheet of a bank and importance of balance sheet of a bank. Thanks for watching.